Rethinking the way we do education has also led our students to rethink the way they do their learning. Even in these trying times, we have witnessed solid efforts of hard work and persistence from our learners. They have adapted to changes and have served as the best driving force towards themselves. Now, let us witness as they complete their junior high school journey with beaming pride. Welcome to the virtual completion ceremonies of Mabwa National High School for the school year 2020-2021 with the theme Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. To formally start this year's completion rites, let us pay respect to the flag through the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by the reciting of the prayer and the singing of the Bicol March and the SDO hymn.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, dalas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyagan ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka masisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagkaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtinig, makituwing at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the kingdom and power and glory, the kingdom and power and glory forever. Amen. the Virgin of Peña Francia, renowned for filling up and sealing from dawn to dusk. We're singing our praise to thee. Burning flames, sparkling rivers and seas, hills and mountains, trees adorn. From the shores across the seas, all nature's gift to thee above. Bicolanja, Bicolanja, our native land, behold. Alpay, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Masbate, Sorsogon. Sinisog, Irigaw, Nagaligaw, Legazpi, Tabaco, Sorsogon, and Masbate, a port of noble hero, land of the free. Oh, Mount Mayon is watching over thee. Bicolanja, Bicolanja, the home of the Oragons. Fearless warriors, bold yet brave, the truth and dignity we give in. Bicolanja, Bicolanja, the home of the Oragon. Fearless warriors, bold yet brave, to truth and dignity we give in. To truth and dignity we give in. We give in.
In the midst of a changing world, they're standing tall, adept at dealing with whatever life affords. With their skills, their wit and wisdom all aglow, they'll find their dreams wherever they go. Guided by the Almighty, they dwell in harmony with their coastal land and all its nature's grace. Hail to every must, but then you learn to stand. In power they will make our country stand. To make you feel there's so much fun and joy in learning. To keep them safe in every need and right protected. To nurture them and let their passions glow and burning. To light their path and lead them to a righteous life. This is the dream of the division of Masbate, a lifelong quality education for her children. Hand in hand with the leaders, teachers, and the whole community, every noble dream of Masbateños will come true. This is the dream of the division of Masbate, a lifelong quality education for her children. Hand in hand with the leaders, teachers, and the whole community, every noble dream of Masbateños will come true. Come true.
At this point, let us listen to the words of welcome to be given by Sophia Marie R. Macada, with honors.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Mom Nene Armoyoles, CESU 5, Sir Joel E. Caolboy, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Secondary, Sir Fernando C. Macaraig, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Elementary, to our ever-supportive principal, Ma'am Maria Cynthia A. Reville, to our equally supportive and active head teachers, Ma'am Marieta N. Bolon, Ma'am Rosie S. Aban, Ma'am Annie Grace D. Ricanya, Ma'am Hernani L. Medina, and Ma'am Salvacion C. Castillo, teaching and non-teaching personnel, parents, fellow completers, friends, and to the rest of the viewers, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today marks the virtual completion rites of Mobon National High School for school year 2020 to 2021. It is a celebration, a recognition of our achievements and victories, of how we labored through and enjoyed our junior high school years. Through the loving guidance and support of our parents, the remarkable patience and hard work of our teachers, and the nurturing environment of our school, we made it through the chapter of our life amid the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ours was a journey full of twists and turns, marked by countless challenges to overcome, whether they are physical, spiritual, or personal. We hurdled a year of our education without the direct supervision of our teachers. At some point, we felt like we were left on our own to acquire the quality of education that will sustain us in life. Travel restrictions and fair inflation limit our personal encounter with friends. We miss the nurturing and conducive environment of our school. And of course, we regret not having our daily baon. For us to have gone this far unmoved, dreams undoubted, with obstinate motivation to press forward, is already an incurable achievement we should be proud of, an added feather to our cap. In Job chapter 23 verse 10, it is said, "For he knows where I am going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure gold." In this regard, we are here to celebrate the completion of a formidable batch, a batch tested by fire, brimming not only with knowledge, but of wisdom, compassion, and ambition. May we completers find ourselves under the guiding and protecting hands of our Heavenly Father, that our wisdom, knowledge, skills, and talents be used and directed for His ultimate glory. May the Holy Spirit be in us always, so that we can always approach God in prayer and hearken to His perfect answers. In this moment of celebration, where achievements are recognized and honor is given to whom it is due, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to another milestone of Mobon National High School, the virtual completion rites for school year 2020 to 2021, with the theme Strengthening the Quality of Education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Once again, good morning and may God bless us all.
Thank you, Miss Sophia Marie, for that heartwarming remark. Congratulations for standing out among this year's batch of completers. Moving on, let us now have the presentation of candidates for completion to be done by our dynamic school principal, Madam Maria Cynthia A. Reville.
Our school's division superintendent, Ma'am Nene R. Merioles, I have the honor to present to you 189 candidates for completion for school year 2020-2021, 78 of whom are male and 111 are female. I hereby certify that they have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the K-12 basic education curriculum as prescribed by the Bureau of Secondary Education, Department of Education. May I therefore request you to confirm their completion.
At this juncture, let us witness the confirmation of candidates for completion and message by our visionary Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Nene R. Merioles, CESO 5.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the Secretary of Education, and upon the recommendation of your school principal, that you have satisfactorily completed the requirements of the K-12 basic education curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education, I hereby confirm you graduates for school year 2020-2021. Congratulations. My congratulations to all the graduates of school year 2020-2021, and my heartfelt greetings and unending gratitude to the teachers, school heads, and to all SDO Masbate Province personnel, parents, LGU officials, and to all who have extended their support and responded to the challenge of education in the new normal. Looking back to the year 2020, the historic declaration of President Rodrigo Duterte of the enhanced community quarantine in the entire Luzon on March 16 had caused us so much fear and doubts. The abrupt change brought by the pandemic made us all dumbfounded. Many had lost their job as companies and businesses went bankrupt. Many lives were claimed by COVID-19. Because of this, the hope of the resilient Filipinos had flickered. The Department of Education was greatly affected by the sudden change that confronted the education sector. For the first time, no graduation ceremonies were held for the school year 2019-2020. The opening of classes for the succeeding school year was changed from June to August and then moved to October 5. Many had their doubts on the school's readiness and the teachers' preparation in the implementation of the new learning modalities. The parents and learners became hesitant. There was also a significant decrease of enrollment for the school year due to the effect of the pandemic, which made living harder for some of our learners. We had been worried and sad, thinking how we could cope with the changes in the educational system. Yet, this has never stopped our department from doing its best to deliver quality education to Filipino learners amidst the pandemic. And this day marks our victory over the challenges brought by COVID-19 as we reap the fruit of our sacrifices and perseverance. Finally, the names will be given faces as we will be able to uncover the smile and the hope we have longed to see on the face of every learner as he or she receives his or her certificate or diploma. I am very much grateful to the parents for fulfilling their duties and responsibilities for their children. You are the heroes during this pandemic. Your diligence in claiming and returning the self-learning modules is a manifestation that you really value your children's education and earnestly lead them to a brighter future. There might have been many hindrances, but you have helped us do our duties for your children. Most of all, you give them assurance that you are always there to guide and teach them, and make them feel more inspired and motivated to learn, even they are at home. My salute for your sacrifices. My praises and salute also to our beloved teachers, school heads, and to all SDO Masbate personnel. Education in the new normal might not have been easy, as we're not fully prepared for this, but your dedication to perform your duties, and most especially your love and care for your learners, have made us successful in hurdling this historic school year. The implementation of the new learning delivery modalities might not have been easy, but we have truly done our best. Education is not just a responsibility of the students, teachers, and parents, but of the whole community that is always ready to support and guide a child who wants to study and achieve his or her dream. Over the years, our country's education sector has met so many problems, yet we have proven that through our unity in providing the best education and the brighter future for Masbateño learners is within our reach, whatever threat COVID-19 will bring us. Remember, education will be your sharpest weapon against whatever challenges that you will face. Your graduation today, your little success, is an indication that you will have more battles to win in the future. I have high hopes for your success. Once again, congratulations, my dear graduates. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Madam Nani R. Marioles, for your inspiring message. At this point, we shall have the presentation of junior high school completers by their respective advisors.
May I present to you the junior high school completers of grade 10 Carnation for school year 2020 to 2021. Avila Abel Nunez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jose Noli P. Avila from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Bahandi Francois Joshua Lalaguna, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Janelle Q. Bahandi from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Calves John Mark Higante, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Antonieto R. Calves from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Kanya Denver Laurio, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Donald M. Kanya from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Colibar John Mark Abbas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jimboy R. Colibar from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Evangelista Marco Tamayo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renante G. Evangelista from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Jesalva Jo Marie Garcia, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Armando Haka Jesalva Sr. from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. La Laguna Sherwin Ranyola, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ranilo R. La Laguna from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Limpiado Orlando Jr. Bulon, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Orlando R. Limpiado Sr. from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Milia Gladwen Labao, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romel M. Milia from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Orense Miguel Andre Ruiz, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Michael Eugene C. Orense from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Ram Cedric Almosara, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramil G. Ranyola from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Sampaga Cesar III Ativo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Edgardo J. Sampaga Sr. from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Sampaga John Cesar Balatukan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Addison J. Sampaga from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Simbulan Anthony Balatukan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Henry M. Simbulan from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Tamayo John Riley Pason, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Raul G. Tamayo from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Tamayo Jordan Gonzalez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodel G. Tamayo from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Tamayo Nelson III Tumakas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Nelson C. Tamayo Jr. from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Abuela Noveline Ilanan, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nolito M. Abuela from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Anave Crystal Ann Adobas, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Brando P. Anave from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Batino Raquel Cortez, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodel L. Batino from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Bravo Jesame Dilito, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry A. Bravo from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Colibar Jessa Cervantes, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nelson R. Colibar from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Espinas Christine Cantonhos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Danilo P. Espinas from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Francisco Angelica Ipil, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arnel C. Francisco from Somil, Mobo, Masbate. Gigante Novi Anjoy de Sabayla, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edgardo P. Gigante from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Hermosa Christine Bernadette Mitra, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Antonio A. Hermosa from Baang, Mobo, Masbate. Makadat Sofia Marie Ramizo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Roberto P. Makadat from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Motita Liza Delito, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vicente S. Motita from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Puti Angel Suzanne Tumbaga, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Zosimo A. Puti from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Ramirez Maria Nicole Almocera, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romel P. Ramirez from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Angel May Tamayo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Abel N. Ranyola from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Valerie Ann Victor, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Baldomero L. Ranyola from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Sampaga Samantha Syra Olazo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cyrus M. Sampaga from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Sanay Alexandra Labao, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edison E. Sanay from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Sanay Ania David, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodito V. Sanay from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Sinining Stephanie Joy, the daughter of Mrs. Maria Sally C. Sinining from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Glidel Masamok, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Elino T. Villamor from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Mary Artillery Figuracion, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry L. Villamor from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate.
May I present to you the junior high school completers of grade 10 Daffodil for school year 2020 to 2021. Abilong Earl Kenneth Amor, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Nolito S. Abilong from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Albao Raven Ray Castiliano, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Milante D. Albao from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Albao River Ray Castiliano, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renante D. Albao from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Almudiel Christian Quintana, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Cesar B. Almudiel from Tugbo, Mobo, Masbate. Baldeo John Ray Nunez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo P. Baldeo from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Binget Justin Dave Esquilio, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Gerardo L. Binget from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Bulante Perfo Jr. Labaw, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Perfo D. Bulante Sr. from Punamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Bulante Raymond Arthur Labaw, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Perfo D. Bulante Sr. from Punamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Castillo Reynan Ubusa, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie R. Castillo from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Isquilio Reynald Abbas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky E. Isquilio from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Labaw John Benedict Cortez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky B. Labaw from Poblacion District 2, Mobo, Masbate. Lebanto Judel Bojas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Tito L. Lebanto from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Masamok Gilbert Alto, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Gideon C. Masamok from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Melendres Kirby Libanto, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Manuel S. Melendres from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Mutita Mark John Kanya, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Brian O. Mutita from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Onarosa John Louis Buhay, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodito S. Onarosa from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Abbas Loren Nopat, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Elmer G. Abbas from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Abolo Jasmine Peralta, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph L. Abolo from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Abunda Elizabeth Capili, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sergio R. Abunda from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Ascares Marial Angela Labaw, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Reynald L. Ascares from Poblacion District 2, Mobo, Masbate. Beringilla Ranzel Kim Bantilin, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ranilo S. Beringilla from Tugbo, Mobo, Masbate. Castillo Bea Ativo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rene M. Castillo from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Cledera Nikki Rapira, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nicolas T. Cledera from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Danao Dayan Canielas, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dante L. Danao from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Danao Irene Ramos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy S. Danao from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Danao Rona Aguilar, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie L. Danao from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Isquilio Henalyn Nazaria, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Henry S. Isquilio from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Isquilio Nova Jean Magsakay, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jolly F. Isquilio from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Flores Patrice Nicole Bulon, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Labaw Maricon Bulon, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Conrado A. Labaw Sr. from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. La Laguna Jenny Altarejos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ramir A. Alalaguna from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Lim Francine Cos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mario R. Lim from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Oliva Jeneline Santa Rosa, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jean R. Oliva from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Brisilda Geraldine Goyala, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eliseo L. Brisilda from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Ramos Giselle Ann Dalimpapas, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry E. Ramos from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Sampaga Arnie Balasa, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arnel E. Sampaga from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Tolete Shanamay Villamor, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sandy C. Tolete from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Tugbo Robilin Salcedo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodel D. Tugbo from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Vidas Christine Aban, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Galinco A. Vidas from Pinamarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Lady Jurain Abbas, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. C. Villamor from Namarbuhan, Mobo, Masbate.
May I present to you the junior high school completers of grade 10 Iris for the school year 2020 to 2021.
Anori Alan Jr. Oksha, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alan C. Anori Sr. from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Guarin Rigi Tumbaga, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo L. Guarin from Pulot, Mobo, Masbate. Guerrero Anthony Espinas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Michael A. Guerrero from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Lopez Alexander Jr. Gonzalez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander S. Lopez Sr. from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Nunez Daniel David Villano, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lito B. Nunez from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Riva Jason Bongge, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Edwin B. Riva from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Santa Rosa Rene Jr. Adubas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rene S. Santa Rosa Sr. from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Santa Rosa Roque John Carl Tamayo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Roque S. Santa Rosa from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Taryao Nestor II Castillo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lino P. Taryao from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Saragusa Mark Darrell Aban, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Antonio R. Saragusa from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Aban Welda Sherry Sanay, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nonito E. Aban from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Alphabete Jen Rose Carmen, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rubin C. Alphabete from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Avelino Patricia Ann Nunez, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gabriel D. Avelino from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Bahar Joyce Ann Danao, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph C. Bahar from Bagakay, Mobo, Masbate. Balatukan April Joy Arat, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan T. Balatukan from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Balatukan Christine Bulon, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie S. Balatukan from Nasunduan, Mobo, Masbate. Balatukan Jeneline Piliado, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Emerson R. Balatukan from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Balatukan Sheila Lalaguna, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sabiñano R. Balatukan Jr. from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Bolon Joyce Oqueria, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry R. Bolon from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Borinaga Bibi Jane Flores, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Efren C. Borinaga from Marintok, Mobo, Masbate. Canielas Hazel Jane Castillo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose E. Canielas from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Canielas Jonalyn Morales, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Julius E. Canielas from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Kapilyan Shena May Oxing, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Virginio D. Kapilyan from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Castillo Jeden May Columna, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy B. Castillo from San Vicente, Bulan, Sorsogon. Cervantes Jessa Virano, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Wilmore A. Cervantes from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Cos Leia Balatukan, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lino L. Cos from Poblacion 2, Mobo, Masbate. Colyamat Nova Haka, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Novembrio C. Colyamat from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Duran Kayla May Puti, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Christopher J. Duran from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Ispares Angelica Briones, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leonor A. Ispares from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Espinas Mary Jane Dumagan, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vicente C. Espinas from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Espinas Trecia Nicole Bandol, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gregorio T. Espinas from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Medina Yanesa Abagun, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Salvador S. Medina from Sambulawan, Mobo, Masbate. Ramirez Jamaica Pronce, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan S. Ramirez from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Serafika Christine Ashley Masamok, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose S. Serafika from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Orsabia Donna J. Nunez, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph B. Orsabia from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Marjorie Flores, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Antonio J. Villamor from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Zaragoza Angelica Leona, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arnel A. Zaragoza from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate.
May I present to you the junior high school completers of grade 10 Periwinkle for the school year 2020 to 2021.
Ablao Linoel Cababan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lino G. Ablao from Umabay Interior, Mobo, Masbate. Aranya Christian de Branyola, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Darwin C. Aranya from Tabuk, Mobo, Masbate. Canias Alexis Espinas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renato I. Canias from Poblacion District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Ismero John Patrick Yanson, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jenny M. Ismero from Poblacion District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Esquilio Jomari Pedere, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph de los Reyes Esquilio from Pinamalatican, Mobo, Masbate. Neria Jester Jude Masamok, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph R. Neria from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Ramos Jan Kirby Rapira, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Imiterio T. Ramos Jr. from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Ramos Mark Andrew Makadat, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Anwar A. Ramos from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Rodil A.J. Piñaroyo, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alan Z. Rodil from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Vargas Carl Cedric Cervantes, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio B. Vargas from Daco, Mobo, Masbate. Verano Kenjan Balatucan, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricardo L. Verano from Daco, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Asher Guarin, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alito D. Villamor from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Kervin Kilario, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Arturo M. Villamor from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Anuncio Margie Gallego, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. R.G. C. Anuncio from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Arania Princess Divine Ranyola, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Darwin C. Aranya from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Batino Lovely Escorel, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose L. Batino from Pulot, Mobo, Masbate. Bulon Hazel Marie Baldoza, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Henry E. Bulon from Tugawe, Mobo, Masbate. Brioso Abigail Borja, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alex Floresta Brioso from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Dado Joneth Abilom, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vivencio D. Dado from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. De La Rosa Marnie Mendoza, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mark Nunez de La Rosa from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Duran Jessamay Tukbo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jobert C. Versosa from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Espinas Mona Lisa Columna, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Albert B. Espinas from Pinamalatican, Mobo, Masbate. Gaspar Zarina May Motita, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Anaclito A. Gaspar Jr. from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Haka Twinkle Joy Danao, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Louis Ibanez Haka from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. La Laguna Ayumi Labaw, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Francis E. La Laguna from Daco, Mobo, Masbate. Makadat Jeline Laurio, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jenny B. Makadat Jr. from Pulot, Mobo, Masbate. Masamok Sheena May Lanada, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Angel D. Masamok from Tugbo, Mobo, Masbate. Naval Mary's Lane Labaw, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marlon M. Naval from Tugawe, Mobo, Masbate. Nunez Bernadette Sampaga, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ellie B. Nunez from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Nunez Carla Makadat, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Camelo L. Nunez from Poblacion, District Number 1, Mobo, Masbate. Ulloa Realin Somingit, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romeo V. Ulloa from Dako, Mobo, Masbate. Ramos Raiza May Amandron, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose S. Ramos Jr. from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Ramos Shena Joy Cortez, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joel C. Ramos from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Rapira Christine May, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronaldo F. Macadat from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Cero Ana Dominique Ramos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Darius S. Rosero from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Rosero Summer Ramos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Darius S. Rosero from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate. Tugbo Divina Sitoy, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Masamok Tugbo from Kulot, Mobo, Masbate. Villamor Angeline Guarini, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alito Villamor from Poblacion, District Number 2, Mobo, Masbate.
May I present to you the junior high school completers of Great Tulip for the school year 2020 to 2021.
De la Cruz Alexander J. Reyes, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo A. De la Cruz from Luyong Katongan, Mobo, Masbate. De la Rosa Rigi Cledera, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio L. De la Rosa from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Higante Jerilyn Bonita, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry C. Higante from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Mahawan Mark John Reyes, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Angel B. Mahawan from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Montejo Ronel Jr. Zaragoza, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ronel E. Montejo Sr. from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Padilla Elmer Jr. Cañada, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Elmer S. Padilla Sr. from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Puti John Mark Verano, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph C. Puti from Fabrica, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Darrell Nunez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Julio F. Ranyola from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Joshua Ramirez, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alan B. Ranyola from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Kervin Jude Macadat, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jose M. Ranyola from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Reyes Ben Cervantes, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ruel R. Reyes from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Ruiz Kirk Luel Ramos, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Luel D. Ruiz from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Santiago Nino Angelo Lipawpaw, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ernie C. Santiago from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Cesar Ricky Jr. Dalmasio, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky M. Cese Sr. from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Aguilar Brenda Carmen, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Benny Q. Aguilar from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Aguilar Ronaldine Brioso, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Q. Aguilar from Luyong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Avila Ira Danao, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eddie B. Avila from Fabrica, Mobo, Masbate. Batino Miriam Ramirez, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edwin D. Batino from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Escorial Abigail Cabarles, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gary A. Escorial from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Fernandez Eliza Jane Shalongo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose Ramil M. Fernandez from Fabrica, Mobo, Masbate. Gamora Lorraine Ann Takuyog, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jemen M. Gamora from Leong Katungan, Mobo, Masbate. Garganta Norisa Ramos, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mateo B. Garganta from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Higante Janela Trish Velasco, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nilo E. Higante from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Gulimlim Rachel Balangbang, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Elvin G. Gulimlim from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Hake Merel Zaragoza, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Renante S. Hake from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Luzong Ronaldine Mulat, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romel J. Luzong from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Maumay Christine Arevalo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ramon R. Maumay from Fabrica, Mobo, Masbate. Natural Melissa Lorenzo, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Samuel R. Natural from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Pacheco Josel Toribio, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jomar C. Pacheco from Umabay Exterior, Mobo, Masbate. Ranyola Joanne Soplito, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Noel P. Ranyola Sr. from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Sampaga Kayla Gubata, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mark Anthony C. Sampaga from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Sanay Rachel Ann Austria, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Richard D. Sanay from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Vargas Zaiza Marie Natural, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcos N. Vargas from La Laguna, Mobo, Masbate. Verano Katrina Haka, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arlene V. Verano from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate. Vicentino Jonaline Tumbaga, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alberto A. Vicentino Sr. from Mandali, Mobo, Masbate.
And now, let's have the presentation of Academic Excellence Awardees.
Villamor Lady Jurain A. with high honors. Anore Alan Jr. O. with honors. Alphabete Jean Rose C. with honors. Bahandi Francois Joshua L. with honors. Canielas Hazel Jane C. with honors. Capellan Sheena May O. with honors. Danao Irene R. with honors. Danao Rona A. with honors. Duran Kyla May P. with honors. Escorial Abigail C. with honors. Esquilio Hanaline N. with honors. Fernandez Eliza Jane S. with honors. Gulimlim Rachel B. with honors. Makadat Sophia Marie R. with honors. Sampaga Kayla G. with honors. Serafika Christine Ashley N. with honors. Sinining Stephanie Joy with honors. Vicentino Jonaline T. honors. Villamor Angeline G. with honors. Villamor Asher G. with honors. Villamor Mary Artillery F. with honors.
Now, let us listen to the words of gratitude by Miss Lady Jeraine A. Villamor, with high honors.
Sailing along the ocean of dreams was not as easy as I thought. Sailing along the ocean of dreams was not as comforting as I imagined. Sailing along the ocean of dreams was not as peaceful as I hoped. It was never the sail I expected, but I must say that this sail was way more better than the one I had fantasized. Big waves were along the way, yet we managed to get through it. To our school's division superintendent, Ma'am Nene R. Marioles, SASU 5, Sir Joel E. Kaolboy, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Secondary, Sir Fernando C. Macarait, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Elementary, to our hardworking principal, Ma'am Maria Cynthia A. Reville, to our passionate head teachers, Ma'am Marietta Inbolon, Ma'am Rosie S. Aban, Ma'am Annie Grace D. Ricanya, Ma'am Hernani L. Medina, and Ma'am Salvacion C. Castillo, teaching and non-teaching staff, parents, fellow completers, friends, and to our dear online viewers, good day. A year ago, when the Department of Health declared coronavirus as a pandemic, we, students, were told to have a one-week break from school. As it was announced, I have witnessed how my fellows jumped out of joy, squealing with wide smile plastered on their faces. And in fact, I was one of those who was overjoyed by that sudden news. We celebrated, laughed, and shared time together, not knowing it will be the last time we will experience those things. Perhaps some, if not everyone, were disappointed because this is not what we expected. We visualized our last year in junior high school as the best. Waking up early in the morning, attending flag ceremony, having chit-chat with friends, going to the canteen, jostling against the crowd, having mini concert inside the room at a free time, going to the park every weekend for a practice, and attending citizenship advancement training, doing the feet movement we have always mimicked since our younger years, yelling the most iconic left, 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 right, left, right, left. But sadly, we can now only dream about these things. Studying amidst the pandemic is hard. No, it's exhausting. This school year made me suffer. It was hard to adjust, stressful in fact. I found it difficult to cope with this new way of learning. Especially, we had to learn independently and finish all the modules in time. I was struggling at time management. I was struggling at finishing everything. But later on, I had mastered the right technique for it. Everything was going smoothly. But of course, the universe had to make bigger waves. Being a taong bahay for a year, I found my comfort in our room. I became afraid of going outside. I was scared of what awaits me out there, and that made me lose motivation. My attention was diverted from answering my modules to busying myself, trying to locate the missing piece I can't even find. Along the journey, I also had an encounter with a traumatizing experience. And I must say that was the biggest wave I have ever seen. It was hard at first, but I managed to conquer it. Those sweat along with the tears rolling down my face as I was battling with the huge, rough waves. Trembling hands from driving the boat, and desperate eyes finding the right path. I have been through a lot, and now, here I am, proud, brave, and strong. I know that the journey does not end here yet, but now I can say that I am ready to face the challenges in my next destination. So to the people that were behind my back while I was amidst the battle, thank you so much. To my teachers from grade 7 to grade 10, thank you for sharing your talents and knowledge to us. Thank you for being patient as you teach us. To my beloved coaches, Sir Jason S. Barun, Ma'am Jeanette D. Cañada, and Ma'am Julie Villamor, my mama, thank you for helping me develop my skills. I have learned a lot from you, and I will be forever grateful for having you as my mentors. To Ma'am Maria Cynthia A. Reville, thank you for supporting us in our competitions. To my friends, thank you for being part of my life, for being with me all throughout the junior high school years. Thank you for making me laugh and spending time with me. And of course, to my parents, thank you so much, especially to my mama, who was with me even at my darkest times. Words can't explain how grateful I am for having you as my parents. This victory of mine is for you, my family. Along the journey, we really don't know what will happen or what awaits us in the midst of it. No one knows the consequences we have to face, so we have to come prepared and brave. Along the way, the waves might hit our ship and we might drown, but it is okay. Drowning doesn't mean it is the end. Remember that someone will be there to save you, your loved ones. This pandemic is not a hindrance for us to continue dreaming. In fact, it is an instrument that was made for us to be stronger. Fellows, I know it is hard, but remember that you are not alone in this battle. We are all in it. Remember that our dream is deeper than those huge waves. I know that we can get to our final destinations safe and sound. Just continue sailing, my fellow precious sailors. Sail through your dreams. Sail through the shore. Congratulations to all of us for having completed junior high school. All the best for our journey ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeraine. Indeed, a blessed soul is a grateful heart. Amid this crisis, you are this year's light of inspiration that convinces us that there is a way out of the dark when one dares to dream and works hard to make it real. Capping off our today's ceremonies, let us have the closing remarks by our untiring and proactive school principal, Madam Maria Cynthia A. Reville.
Our school's division superintendent, Ma'am Nene R. Marioles, CESO 5. Sir Joel E. Kaolboy, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Secondary. Sir Fernando C. Macaraig, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent for Elementary. Our active and supportive head teachers, Ma'am Marieta N. Bulon, Ma'am Rosie S. Aban, Ma'am Annie Grace de Recania, Ma'am Hernani L. Medina, and Ma'am Salvacion C. Castillo, teaching and non-teaching personnel, parents, junior high school completers, friends, and to the rest of the viewers, a pleasant morning to everyone. Nelson Mandela stated in his speech, "Education is the most powerful weapon for changing the world." He spoke a most valuable truth of our time. Education is something that we should not take for granted, especially in our country, which has the potential to shape brilliant minds. Even the Constitution mandates the state to protect and promote every citizen's right to quality education at all levels. Also, it shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. With this, the Department of Education establishes, maintains, and supports a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the needs of the people and the society. This speaks about the theme of our today's event, which is strengthening the quality of education amid COVID-19 pandemic. At this early point, I would like to congratulate our dear completers for having made this far. I know that your journey in the junior high school, especially this school year, is not easy. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought extraordinary challenges and has affected all sectors, including education. Consequently, learning methods were delivered through distance learning. You have entered a new school year that brought new uncertainties. However, even in the face of these daunting challenges, you were able to finish junior high school. This is because of the people behind this important occasion who supported and believed in your dreams. Your family, most especially your parents and teachers. They have unique capacity to ease your anxieties while serving as models of resilience during this historically challenging time. They have placed their trust in you, took concrete steps to reduce your stress, cultivated productive coping mechanisms, and built a generation of resilient and well-adjusted students. Moreover, despite the challenges of distance learning, your teachers have provided you with learning opportunities through different sets of activities that match your skills, talents, and abilities in the new normal. You have been knowledgeable because you studied your lessons on your own with the support of your parents, and by that, you have made it easier to receive, adjust, and be open-minded of the current situation we are in. Learning without the presence of your teachers have brought drastic changes in the way you specialize, memorize, and master your lessons. However, distance learning has also transformed you as individuals who know how to analyze, to be objective, to know how to break a problem apart, and come up with a solution. This is the kind of education that we want. I think you have achieved it all despite the key challenges of the pandemic. My dear students, education is not going to be the same as before, and the change has already started. So I hope that along these changes, you will also be able to adapt and be flexible in order to reshape education the way we want it. We would be able to go through with this because we, Filipinos, are known for being resilient. It should be inculcated in our minds and in our day-to-day living. To our students, parents, and teachers, please do not stop being resilient, innovative, and caring. These characteristics will not only contribute to our personal development, but also will help our community and in turn will help our nation. So, as I end my speech, I'd like to share this quote with you from John F. Kennedy. Let us think of education as the means of developing our greatest abilities because in each of us there is a private hope and dream which fulfilled can be translated into benefit for everyone and greater strength of the nation. Congratulations everyone and good luck on your journey ahead.
And that concludes our virtual completion ceremonies. Completers, You will be moving on with the senior high school curriculum next school year. Continue to possess the unfailing enthusiasm to deal with the challenges, the unending drive to adapt to changes, and the unwavering heart to learn. Mobo National High School is proud of you. Again, our sincerest congratulations.